Good day, viewers. So today we are going to see the various features of part modeling using Creo Parametric. Okay, so for that we have to open up the part drawing GUI. So I will show you how to open up the part drawing GUI. So you have to use the pull down menu new, and then you have to select part here, and then this is being the first drawing we are going to draw. Okay, so this is named as part, and then normally you don't work with default templates. Better select templates. So the very common template is in SI units. You can select millimeter Newton second part solid. Once you do that, this is the GUI you will get. I will make you familiar with the GUI of part modeling. So you have pull down menus, and then you have some group of toolbars grouped together. So primarily we are going to use this shapes today, and then we may venture into engineering also. I will do editing also today. Okay, so the only thing, we may not be using the datum features. Okay, so once we start drawing components, real life components, real time components, then we may use a lot of datum features, not now. Okay, so let us start with the very basic command called extrude command. So in that extrude command, so once you select that extrude command, you can see the dashboard for extrude command. So it is asking the placement. So I'm giving the placement. Okay, so now if you want the sketch view, if you want to orient the sketching plane parallel to your screen, you can press this icon. Okay, so then and there I will show you the icons. I will be using a lot of icons, and then I will explain you everything. Okay, so this is a parametric software. I will demonstrate how it is parametric. Okay, so whatever entities you have drawn, you are going to draw, it will be stored as parameters. For example, if you want a rectangle, I'll show you how to draw a rectangle. Of course, there are commands directly available, but let me start with a line here. Okay, all left mouse button. I'm using left mouse button to draw this quadrilateral. Okay, the quadrilateral is drawn. Now I want to make it a rectangle. Once you press the middle button, you are out of that command. Okay, so you have to impose constraints. Here you can see in sketch pull down menu, you can see a lot of constraints available. We used sketching group of icons called sketching, and then we are going to constraints. Okay, so we have to use parallel constraint. We have to make this line and this line segment parallel. That is not enough. So we are going to make the other group of lines, this one and this one, parallel. So now you are able to get a rectangle. Fine with that. Okay, so if not, at times you may have to impose another constraint where you have to make two adjacent line segments perpendicular. Okay, now wherever you want, okay, wherever you better work with the symmetry. So here also I'm going to make use of symmetry by drawing a center line here and another center line here. Okay, then I will impose a constraint called symmetric constraint, where I'll press the center line and two vertices. Now this will become symmetric about this particular horizontal center line. Similarly, I will go select that constraint one more time and press these two vertices here, and then you can see. So sorry, it has not been applied. Okay, there is it. Okay, first we have to draw the center line first. Right, the center line is drawn, then go for symmetric then there you are. Okay, now you have to give dimension. Even dimension is a constraint. Okay, so now I am imposing a constraint in terms of dimension. I am making it 500 and 300. Okay, once it is finished, okay, so you can come out of Sketcher environment, and then you can see this is the default orientation. Okay, so here also you can impose some symmetry, like if you go to placement option. Okay, so here in the dashboard you can see the thickness. You can give value 50, and you can impose a symmetry constraint where 50 is divided into 25 and 25 on both the sides of the front plane. Okay, that's how this is the first drawing you have drawn, first model you have drawn an extrude command. Later on we can also remove material using the same command. I will show you how. Now we are going to put a hole here. Okay, I will make use of extrude command for doing that. Okay, so I will select this surface, and then now I am in Sketcher environment. I will draw a circle here. Right, so I have to give the distance of the circle from these two planes. One is 500, so I can give 125 if I want the circle to be at the center, right? And then the other dimension is 300, so I'll give 75. Okay, the diameter, let it be a 50 mm hole. Right, so you are out of it. And then now, this is for adding material, which you know now. Okay, I have already taught you. Suppose if you want to remove material, so that is also possible. So I am using this particular option called remove material. Once you remove material, you can see you will get a hole. So same extrude command can be used for creating material as well as what? Removing material. So in that you can give a lot of options, like you can remove material up to a particular surface, and then through all, we need a through all hole. Okay, so I'm going to use this constraint here. Okay, so we saw what is parametric. Okay, where entities are defined by parameters, and then you will start imposing some constraints. So that is parametric. Now we are going to see another feature of its software called feature based. It has another characteristics called feature based. Okay, so I will teach you how. Okay, so this is called the model tree. I am going and deleting the last feature. Instead, listen carefully, I will use the hole feature now. Okay, I am going to create a hole where I am going to use exact hole command itself. Okay, so I am going to use hole command. So now you can see the dashboard for hole. Okay, so it is asking placement, where to place the hole. Of course, obviously this surface, but I am going to use those handles. Here you can see there are two handles. One handle, I will place it in this plane. The other handle, I will place it in this plane. Right. Now I have to give dimensions. This plane, from this plane, as I told you earlier, it should be 75. And from this plane, it should be 125. And then its diameter should be 50. And it should be a through hole. That's it. That is the another characteristics of this software. It's feature based, as if you are machining the component. Okay, one by one you have to do. You have to use appropriate features. Then, if you want a similar hole, okay, so there should not be any repetition. Okay, you should not use same command twice or thrice. Rather, you have certain features where you can make use of those features. Like you can use mirror command. Here you can see once the hole is selected, you can use mirror command and draw a hole here. And then once you have these two holes selected, okay, so I'm out of that command. Okay, once you have these two holes selected, one is the hole, the other one, for multiple selection you have to press the control button. Okay, you can use mirror command and mirror these two holes with respect to the horizontal plane. This is called, this is how you do repetitions. Okay, you can do mirror, and then similarly you can do a pattern also. I'll tell you how to do a pattern. For example, this is a pattern where you have two rows and two columns. So this can be done by another command. I'll show you how. Okay, let me delete this first, and then let me select the hole and go for pattern command. Okay, so in that pattern command, you can see I'm making use of the direction. Okay, there are a lot of options. You can see you can use dimensions also. So once you select this dimension, this is for okay. Then if you want direction 2, you can select this dimension. So 75 has been selected. So in that also 2 items. The only thing, you have to give increment in terms of negative value. Okay, so let it be 250. And this case, it is just minus 150. Now we got it. Okay, so once you do, you will have a pattern. Okay, so you can do a lot of, you can create a lot of patterns. It can be linear, and it can be for any coordinate system. Like you can also have patterns all over a circle. So I'll teach you how later. Okay, so these are, so I'll give a short summary. We have seen extrude command, and then we have seen that extrude command can also be used for removing material. And then I have shown you a feature-based characteristics, and then I have shown you how to create pattern. Okay, so let us get into the second command called Revolve command. So once you are in Revolve command, it will ask the plane. So the plane has been selected. Then if you want the plane to be parallel to the screen, you press this. Okay, now the plane is parallel to you. So I'm going to create a hollow cylinder. So hollow cylinder, it looks like a, if you take a sectional view, okay, so it will be like a rectangle. So I'll draw a rectangle here. Sorry. Let me create a rectangle here. Done. Then this is for the inner diameter. Let it be 100. Height of the cylinder, let it be 150. And thickness, we should be less. Let me make it 50 or 25. 50. Right. Now this is not enough. You have to draw a center line. Very important, because we are going to revolve this entity about the center line. Once you are done, Okay, you come out of the sketcher environment, you have your cylinder. Okay, so you can revolve it about any particular angle. So instead of 360, it can be for 90, or it can be for 180, or it can be for 270, or 360. Okay, so this, like extrude command, this can also be used once you have a base model. The same command can be used for removing material also. Okay, so that is Revolve command for you. Then we'll go to sweep command. Okay, so before going for sweep command, I have to draw the trajectory. In sweep command, what we are going to do, we will sweep a particular entity along a trajectory. So first I have to draw a trajectory. So let me use sketch. Okay, let me sketch it on the front plane. Okay, I'm going to draw. The starting point is very important. So let me start from here, because I'll tell you why it is very important. Okay, right. And then I want to impose some constraint also, like equal constraints. Okay, and then if I want to sweep the entity, it should not have sharp corners. Okay, so I want to apply fillet here, some generous fillets, like I want to apply fillets here. Similarly, another fillet here. Okay, so the radius somewhere around 50 for both the fillets. Then you have the dimension. Okay, so you want to have it symmetric about the horizontal line. That also you can do. You can impose symmetry constraint and make it symmetric about the horizontal thing. One minute. Right, after applying this, we can right. So now let me give dimension. This is 100 and this is 300. Okay, and then the fillet is around 50. So once the trajectory is drawn, you can come out of it. Now we have the trajectory ready. Now we will get into that sweep command. Okay, so trajectory is ready. Now we have to draw that entity which you are going to sweep along this trajectory. So I'm going to sweep a circular entity. Okay, starting point, as I told you, you have to draw it in the starting point. That is why I told you starting point is very important. So once it is drawn, you can see that the entity has been swept along this trajectory. Okay, so like other features I have taught you, like your extrude as well as revolve, this can be used to remove material also. So that is the sweep command for you. Then I will teach you helical sweep. Before getting into helical sweep, helical sweep in mechanical field, it can be used for drawing springs. Okay, suppose if you want a helical spring, I'll teach you how. So this is the helical sweep for you. So you get into the helical sweep, and then you have to draw that helix sweep profile. Okay, and then here you can see starting point is important here also. It can be for any length. Okay, it can be I'll draw a line chain like this, right? And then I'll make it symmetric also. Then I will impose symmetric constraint. So you can see most of the time I'm working with symmetry because I'm comfortable working with symmetry. So this is the pitch circle diameter of the helical spring. Okay, so let it be 200. Sorry. Then let the dimension be 500. Okay, so and then you have to draw the center line also here. Like Revolve command, you have to draw the center line. Then once you come out of this, okay, so it will be asking for sweep section. You have to create or edit the sweep section. Now I'm going to draw a circle here. As I told you, the starting point is very important. Like sweep command, in helical sweep also, you have to draw the section entity at the starting point. Let the diameter be 20, 30. Then it will ask you once you are out. Okay, then it will ask you what is the pitch. Okay, you can also give pitch value. Now I have given 50. It was a default value. You can increase it. You can see the difference. You will get a open coil helical spring. And then you can change the direction also. If you want left hand by left hand rule. Okay, if you want it by right hand rule, you can see the difference. Okay, in this orientation, you will see the difference better. Okay, so you can see the difference. Right, so that is the helical spring for you. Right, so like the previous commands like extrude, revolve and sweep. Okay, so you can draw, you can use it for removing material also. Then we'll go to the swept plane, the last command of this session. Okay, so it will take a lot of time. So I'm going to draw a crane hook. Okay, using swept plane. Okay, so I'm going to draw a crane hook. So initially it is asking me trajectory. I have to sketch a trajectory. Either it is drawn earlier or you can draw it now. Okay, so let us do one thing. We'll draw the trajectory first. Go to sketch. We'll start with the line chain. Like all other feature, like the starting point is important. Okay, we'll start from here, finish it off here, then we'll go for OR command. Drawn, then another arc, okay. So you may be wondering why I'm drawing it as a separate entity. There is a reason for that. I'll tell you later. Okay, so as similar to sweep feature, you have to give generous fillets. So let me give fillets here, right? Then let me give dimensions. Okay, so you can select all the dimension at one go, and then you can modify the dimensions. So let us do it one by one. The radius be 150. Okay, that's all. So trajectory is drawn. Then we'll start then we'll get into the step blend. So here you are. Then it will ask you to draw sections at some strategic points. So let me start with a sketch. Okay, so I'm going to start here. So I'll draw a circle there. With the diameter be 25. Then after coming out of that, okay, so insert another section. Okay, so I want another section here. Okay, but this time I want the circle of not of 25, 40. Okay, so then you have another, say you can insert another section yes here. (45 to 55). Why not 60? Okay, so you can see it is creating feature one by one. Then we can insert one more section here, because that is why I have drawn it as a broken entity. Okay, you may wonder why I am drawing it separately. So this is the reason. I want a feature to be here. This time I'll go for an ellipse, center and axis ellipse. So I have to give the center, and I have to show you what should be the axis, right? Major axis and minor axis. Okay, so now minor axis, I want it somewhere around 50, and major axis, why not 100? Okay. Then finally, I want to finish, the crane hook should end at a point. So I will insert another feature here. Okay, so this is going to be my last entity. So I will rather go for a point here. That's all. A point drawn. Okay, so that is the crane hook for you. Okay. So we should have given some other diameter. Okay, so that you can edit also. So this is how you have to use swept blend feature for creating crane hook. Thank you.